What is happening, nation? We are the Nation's Corner. Thank you for joining us. I am here with the one, the only, Debhausen. How are you doing this evening?
I am battling a sinus infection. I got my Phoebe sexy voice going on, so otherwise I'm okay, but I'm here.
All right. Well, hey, you're a trooper. You're a trooper. And I'm also here with the one, the only, the lovely Trenda from LA. How are you doing, Trenda?
Hi guys, thank you for having me again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're part of this. So, hey, we're gonna get right into it. We've got some of our loyal nation members, our loyal nation corner host, Front Row, and Steven are at WrestleCade. I think John is over there as well. Um, they're over there at WrestleCade over in North Carolina. So there's a lot of happenings going on over there this weekend. I wish I could be there, of course, but we can't all go to everything. So I'm
Yep.
so happy that they're getting to enjoy themselves over there. And speaking of enjoying ourselves, I want to talk about first on the Nation's Corner tonight. I wanted to talk about our experience last weekend in the beautiful Conroe, Texas,
Oh
and
God.
for Mission Pro Wrestling, Sea to Shining Sea. We were there at Southern Star Brewery, and I mean it was a packed house in that place. I mean I don't know how many people were there, but it was a lot of people. I mean they were
Yeah.
loud and they were energetic, and it was just a buzz going on that whole night. The event itself was just amazing. Topped off with the Thunder and Dave confrontation, which was amazing. That spot, I don't know how it came across on Title Match Network because I haven't been able to watch it on there yet. But that can spot when he got speared into the cans, that was amazing.
It,
Oh my
it
god!
was great.
Yeah, from our view of having to watch it via title match, it was awesome, and
Yeah.
Dave definitely played his part in sticking there. Almost remind me of like the Tin Man, just kind of stuck against
Mhm.
some cans and leaning against there. So yeah, definitely awesome from our point of view as well.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should have seen us on Zoom, Tony. We popped huge. We were
yeah.
just hollering and laughing. And when Dave went into the beer cans, I was like, "Oh, he's been listening to Bully. He's selling. He's selling. He's just laying there."
Oh
It was
yeah.
great.
And after it happened, I was filming on my phone, and Thunder was in the ring. The match was already over, and Thunder had the microphone, and she was talking, and she was telling Dave to get his ass in the ring, and he was still selling over there, and Violetta was over there trying to help him up. And I was filming. I was filming. He pulled on the cardboard, that separates the can. He pulled on it and pulled more cans on top of him, and the look on his face was just made it hilarious.
Priceless.
And it was like I don't
Yes.
think you caught that on title match, so it was awesome. Um,
That's great.
and we had before the event, we had they had a meet and greet with LaGreca and Gabby, and I want to send a quick shout out to Gabby. Today is her 30th birthday, so happy birthday,
Happy
Gabby! I hope
birthday,
it's long.
Gabby.
And so I mean, they had a meet and greet there, and we all got to go hang out with them up there in the brewery in the bar part. Me and Garza and Robin and RA, Sean from New Orleans,
All
Money Mark.
right.
Yeah, we were all having a good old time. Um, but so we did all that and did the event. So I mean, it was a lovely. And then right after the event, we all went to go sing karaoke. So we had us a good night that night.
So
And
I
Jealous.
saw some of you guys doing your little karaoke show, and I'm actually really, really jealous. I
I'm
wanted to
jealous.
be there. I really had a couple of songs in mind. I wanted to go ahead and sing. I saw Sean's performance doing the what is it? The Devil Down in Georgia.
Oh God.
yep,
Yes,
Oh
I
no.
was like, go, bro.
yep. Hey, and speaking of Sean's performance, we can't forget, and I don't know if this came across on Title Match Network or not, but we were sitting with Mark and Gabby. They were behind us, and we were pretty close to the ring. And the Renegade Twins were out on the floor, and one of the Renegade Twins kept talking smack to Sean, and Sean stood up, and she's talking smack to him. They're just like almost face to face, and Sean was
Yeah.
just standing there with his arms like this, And I don't think he knew I was filming him, and I was filming the entire thing, and they were trying to get him to come over the, get in the ring or whatever, and he just sat down, and then he
Yes,
looked right,
living
he
the
looked right at
dream,
me while I
living
was
the
filming.
gimmick. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That was a
Awesome.
good
that was
clip. That was funny.
Man,
that was cool.
awesome.
Sean's got to be part of the show. So I mean, hey, we get in where we fit in, right, Sean?
Exactly.
So,
And
but anyway,
represent the nation's corner.
Yep.
yes. So from that point, I want to talk about preview a little bit of their next upcoming pay per view in December, Silver Bells. And Deb, I want to see if you can pull up some of the matches they've announced already for that card.
So I know we have Maddie Rankowski and is it Lady Frost?
Yes, I'm there for that one.
I am very much there for that one too. Let me see.
The other one is the tag match with Thunder and her son Anakin versus.
Yeah. And they announced Holodead versus Charlie Evans.
Okay.
So that should be really good.
Flamer.
I'm very excited to see Thunder and her son team together.
Yes.
We discussed this. I'm not sure if there's ever been a mother-son team. There's been plenty of father-son teams, but I don't know if there's ever been a mother-son team in wrestling. So it's a first, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I saw Anakin there last weekend in Conroe. I didn't speak to him, but I saw him. He was working the door. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting card next month for Mission Pro. I don't know yet if I'll actually be able to be there. I don't think I will because my niece is having a birthday party that night, and I have to be a good uncle. So I have to be there for that, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some representation there from the Nation's Corner there next month. So I'm pretty sure Garza and his wife, beautiful wife Robin, will be there. But it's the energy that Mission Pro has right now. They've got some momentum going. That place they're in right now. It's that brewery, and it's surrounded by fans, and it looks good on television.
It does.
It looks
really
amazing, and it's an awesome wrestling venue. I mean, it has a, when they were in the pinballs there in Buda, it was outside. You were under that canopy. And it had it had an aura itself, especially when you walked into the game room. But the game room it was separate from where the wrestling was going on. But the brewery itself, you've got that place upstairs where you drink and stuff at the bar. But then this is down, and this whole warehouse. I mean, it's the warehouse area where the loading dock was back over here, where some of the ladies had their merch table set up. So it's the actual place, the warehouse part. So I love how they've converted that, to a wrestling area. So kudos to Southern Star Brewery for putting on, helping Mission Pro put on a good show. So
it looks like an awesome place. I'm glad that Mission Pro found a home that not only is welcoming to them, but it feels like it just fits Mission Pro's personality.
Right. Right. Well, so now let's switch topics. We want to talk about the veterans and how AEW is incorporating the veterans that are there and helping to get over the younger talent, which is what, it's the right way to use a veteran, in my opinion. I mean, I've never
Right.
been in the wrestling business, but in my opinion, you know, that's what you'd want a veteran there for, is to help get the younger talent. And AEW is doing an
Definitely.
amazing job with the veterans that they have. You know, Sting with Darby Allin, just to name the top on the list for me. You know, you have CM Punk there, who's worked with Eddie Kingston. He's working with MJF now. You know, and he's going to be there for the long haul, helping, you know, the younger talent. You have Arn Anderson with Cody. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, they're planted in different places, in different, you know, areas of AEW, and just all helping. So I want to get y'all's opinions on that.
I think they're doing a great job with their veterans of various ages, whether or not it's an in-ring role or a coach's role, or behind the scenes, whatever it is. I think they have managed to find a way to just put the right person in the right spot, whatever is working for them. And we hear stories of people in WWE, and once they reach a certain age, they're just kind of told that they are going to go behind the scenes and be a producer. Matt Hardy was just on AEW Unrestricted podcast, and he talked about that. And he said when he was told in WWE that they just wanted him to be a backstage producer, he knew it was over there. He knew that there was nothing there left for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to
Brenda, what do you think?
piggyback on what Deb said a little bit, I totally agree. Like with AEW right now, like it's so exciting just the knowledge that's over there. Even like with Billy Gunn, you know, he's a legend in his own right, and he's over there, he's helping out not only his sons but all the other younger wrestlers. We saw the little interaction with Arn and Tully, you know what I mean, giving us a little bit of that, you know, old school brain busters type of feel. But at the same time, they got in, they handled their business, and they got out and allowed the rest of the wrestlers to really shine in that segment, in that moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, I totally agree. The elders over there are really stepping up and teaching the young lions over there what they need to do, and you can tell in everybody's segment, and in every way that everybody's working together. So yeah, AEW is always getting better day by day, week by week, and you really just really have to commend them for the work they're doing.
Absolutely.
Right. And it, you know, the thing, and I'm not trying to start a war, you know, not trying to start a war. I'm a peaceful man. But, you know, you don't have that in WWE. You don't have the veterans there helping the younger talent. You don't really know, you know, who the next stars are going to be. I mean, yeah, you had NXT, and you brought up, you know, from the main roster.
Right.
But you don't have that veteran talent planted there like AEW has. And the only time you see them bringing in veterans is they're trying to use them to sell out an arena that their younger talent should be able to do.
Pretty
So,
much.
you know,
Totally agree.
it's just two different worlds, you know. And I'm not going to sit here and try to explain or try to figure out the workings of one, you know, Vince McMahon over there. But you know, it's his sandbox. He's going to do what he wants to in it, and that's that.
Right.
I'm just happy that we have, you know, I'm happy that we have WWE and AEW and all the, you know, Mission Pro, NWA. We have all the companies choices. We have choices on the menu, choices in the buffet. You know,
Yeah,
so
Exactly.
as long as we have that,
Mhm.
then we can't go wrong. So
Yeah. I really enjoy, like I said before, how they have just found the right spot for each person. Like Christian Cage working with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, Sting working with Darby, even Daniel Bryan working with Dante Martin. They have really done a great job of pairing the older wrestlers up with someone younger that they could really help and elevate, and they're all doing a great job. And especially like someone like Christian Cage or Matt Hardy or CM Punk, you know, they are at an age where they can still go. They're not done yet. but they're, they are kind of considered veterans at this point, but they're not done.
Like Matt with Private Party, exactly.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like you said, Christian and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, just saw them together. Kind of really showed them as a fraction just the other night. And every little fraction in AEW has some veteran, if you think about it, some veteran within their group to kind of guide them, or to even I don't even know if that's really what's going on altogether as far as the guiding, but I know that each fraction over there tells a great story, and each one of them are really stepping up. And like I said, week by week, AEW is getting better.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. You can't even tell that they've been only here for 2.5 years or so.
Right. And the veterans don't overshadow the younger talent that they're with. Exactly. Which is it's like an equal pairing. Even though one of them is a lot more experienced than the other, they don't overshadow them.
Right. I have to agree with that. I mean, it's AEW is full of continuing stories that you turn on your TV and they're continuing story, and it's just it's not hot shot and anger or anything like that. They're they're actually getting you invested in stuff, and they actually care about their product, and that's what matters, and especially as a wrestling fan, back in the day when you had WWF, and WCW, it was hard to, it was fun, but it was hard to good thing that WCW had Nitro Replay after Raw went off the air. They had that replay on TNT,
so you can see it later.
They had that because, so I'd watch the first hour of Nitro, and then I'd flip over and watch Raw, 8 to 10, and then the Nitro came on at 11. So I mean, it was a late night Monday night, but it was fun, And I used to have a VCR and have my cassettes in there recording. I had consecutive episodes of both Nitro and Raw recorded, and if I'd have kept it, I could have had me a nice DVD collection now, because I would have converted them to DVD. But my stupid ass threw them away. Yeah, shame for throwing that stuff away.
Well, I totally agree. We got John in South Jersey. John says AEW is giving us what WWE has taken away: emotional investment and engagement.
Yes.
So yeah,
exactly. I can't quite remember the last time I was that emotionally invested in WWE storyline. To the point where I am with a lot of the AEW storylines. There have been a couple things that, you're interested in, but it doesn't have that emotional connection.
Yeah. Always great matches, always great matches. The talent is awesome, but it's like from one week to the next, what exactly are we watching?
Right.
what exactly happened last week to get us to this week to make me want to watch it next week? But yeah, okay. So that's my downer on WWE.
That actually helps to lead us into our next discussion. I wanted to start talking about the fan incident with Seth Rollins from Monday Night Raw. We see, Seth Rollins was walking back to the back, and all of a sudden this fan comes around the corner and spears him, and security was kind of delayed on getting there to him. But Seth got away from the guy, got up and started mouthing off to him. I mean, Seth had every opportunity to do what Bully described on Busted Open, talking about, whenever a fan jumps the guardrail, that's pretty much, telling the wrestlers, hey, game on. You want to jump the guardrail, we're going to show you why there's a guardrail there, and beat the ever living crap out of them. That's just a green light, because you don't know what the fan is going to do. You don't know if they're going to pull a gun out or a knife or whatever and try to hurt somebody.
Exactly.
So, but there's a part of me, and I don't know if y'all will agree or not. We haven't discussed this beforehand, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. There's a part of me that thinks that this is a work. That there was the guy put out a video. Okay, he put out a video after he got out of jail, and said on the video that he said Seth Rollins' real name. He said he knows why I attacked him. We have legit beef. I'm paraphrasing here, but that we have legit beef with each other. He said he had reached out. I guess he reached out on social media to Vince McMahon or whoever and said that he was going to do it. So he basically said he was going to do this beforehand.
Wow.
And so I just think, and he said that he did it for Rikishi, he did it for The Rock, and he did it for his family, which he's making reference to back, the angle back in the
Samoan
day.
Dynasty.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if this is a work, but I don't know. I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on the whole thing too. Deb, we'll start with you.
I'm not sure if it's a work, but obviously this guy planned this beforehand. Obviously, it wasn't just a spur of the moment that I'm going to jump out and attack Seth Rollins. So yeah, I'm not sure what the motivation behind it is. If he does know Seth Rollins personally, and they have some sort of a disagreement about something. I just think, regardless of whatever that personal situation might be, you just don't do that. You don't jump the guardrail and attack a performer. Just like when you're at a football game, you don't jump over the barrier and just run onto the field and start punching a football player. You just don't do that. And I do commend Seth Rollins for keeping his cool as much as he did. He had a few choice words with him, but he had an opportunity to really knock him out.
Yeah, he really did.
And he put a nice move on him at first to kind of, submit him a little bit, get him to the ground. But yeah, he could have really, laid out on him, and he didn't. So kudos to him.
Trenda, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if it's a work or a shoot. I just know, as a fan watching it was just shocking to me. I just, whoa, and then the next thing he has him in the neck lock, and he has him, and I'm just thinking to myself, whoa, is this really happening right now? Like in 2021, where a fan is jumping a rail, really, and if it's not, something that was prepared or part of the show or whatever, how dangerous is this? You know what I mean? Being in today's world, how dangerous is this? But, I felt like Seth handled it really well. As far as just allowing the security to come, even though it took a minute, he had to hold this guy down for a minute, which obviously showed if he wanted to, he could have hurt him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He really could have hurt him because he had the situation under control. But at the same time, I don't know. I think it's kind of scary because I would want it to be a work. You know what I mean? I really would. But at the same time, if it's not, what does that mean as far as where we are with wrestling and fans and just where we are today? Because that's scary. He's there to do a job. He's a performer. He's a athlete. He's an entertainer. And hopefully nothing that he's doing on television, and mind you, we are watching television, people. Nothing that he's doing on television should make a person jump over the guardrail and attack him in real life. So
yeah, exactly. And I think it sets a bad precedent that people think that people think that might be okay. If this is a work, if this was pre-planned, some other people think that might be okay to try to be part of the show and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I just hope that's not where we are right now.
No.
Right.
But, there are fans out there that try to hijack the show. If they don't like something or not interested in something, they're going to try to make it about themselves and try to hijack the show. We've seen in the past, fans. It happened at AEW not so long ago with Chris Jericho, where a guy jumped the rail, and Chris Jericho beat his ass, and they hauled him away. But you've had fans in the past jump. I've seen instances where Triple H and Stone Cold were wrestling in the ring, and fan got in the ring, and Stone Cold went running after Triple H, and Stone Cold just gang tackled him and beat the shit out of him.
Wow.
And they hauled him away. Like I said, it gives a green light. Like Bully described it perfectly on Busted Open. He talked about something about the lion in the cage or lion in the zoo or whatever, and the kid jumps over or person jumps over and gets in their den. Well, okay, all right, thanks. And a lion's going to do what a lion's going to do,
Exactly.
And then
it's nature
with a wrestler.
Exactly.
Same thing with a wrestler. You have to protect yourself. They're, like Trenda said, this is television. They're putting on a product for us. We're supposed to sit in our seats and cheer and boo, and that's the extent of it. And hold up a sign if we're allowed to hold up a sign, or allowed to stand up or sit down or whatever. That's the extent of our interaction. It's not supposed to go any further than that. When a fan jumps the rails or whatever and tries to make them about themselves. You see fans all the time at ball games, soccer games, football games, where you have a fan that goes streaking across the field, trying to make it about themselves. And it's selfish. It's a selfish act.
It is.
You're taking away from what we pay good money to enjoy. Let them put on the show for us. It's not supposed to be about the fans going in there and going into business for themselves.
Yeah. And you have to know what the consequences are. Like, you're going to get arrested. That you probably are going to be prosecuted. So, is it worth it? Like, was that really worth it?
No.
I must have thought so. For whatever reason. For whatever reason. It happened the other night. Was it Dynamite? I think where. Oh, okay, yeah. When Cody was standing on the apron and he took his weight belt off and he threw it to the crowd.
Exactly.
And in the crowd started chanting. Next thing you know, the weight belt comes flying back into the ring and it hit Aubrey in the leg.
And not only just the fact that you would even be so disrespectful as the point to even throw it back at him. Like, what?
Right.
I understand that the fans are trying to. There's something going on with Cody and the fans. There's been Cody hate going on for some time now, but it's gotten to the point now to where it's just getting downright disrespectful.
They are not loving Cody at all.
No,
they are not loving. Like, they're literally showing him no. Like, he can be on the most babyface king tagging, and as soon as he hits that ring, there is nothing but boos. And I'm almost at the point I'm thinking they're gonna start throwing stuff at him.
Yeah,
seriously. They threw his belt back, but I'm saying that that's the hatred. Like, he is getting seriously no love at all, and he's just like, what the hell? Like, what?
It's crazy because I remember months ago on Busted Open, they had a discussion about like the little text things that Cody sends out, and that the fans love it, and the fans love the information that they get, and they love Cody. And I remember Dave saying, like, what would Cody have to do for you to not like him? And the one caller was like, I don't know, nothing.
Yeah.
But now, like, it happened so quickly that people just turned on him.
And realistically, it was Malachi Black.
Yeah.
As soon as he hit that ring, no matter what Cody did, he just became enemy number one.
Right.
The
Exactly.
fans were already behind Malachi from day one. No matter, I don't know who else. Even I'm at the point where if they could have put anybody in there against Malachi, they would have automatically been booed because they
Exactly.
were
Yeah.
just waiting for him and looking for him and looking forward to what he brings to the table. But he I don't know. Cody is. Whew, he's down the tunnel. I don't know how he's going to get out of that. And I feel it is at the point now I'm starting to feel bad for him. Like, oh my God, they threw the bell back. Like, who does that? Like, that's memorabilia. Like, that's.
Right.
Well, it happened with John Cena in the WWE before too, where he'd throw his shirt to the fans and they throw it back.
Yeah.
He hated John Cena with a passion over there.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
But I think it. I
Oh,
think it is
yeah.
the great hate, as LaGreca likes to call it. That when you get to a certain level, when you're on top, people turn on you.
mhm. It's
That
only
is
at the top.
critical. I just don't even understand. I'm still singing his theme music when he comes out and everything.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what is going on, but yeah, we'll see how all that plays out.
Well, since we're on the AEW subject, I know we all saw Dynamite, and we all saw that opening segment with CM Punk and MJF.
Whew.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Trenda, what did
Whew.
you think about it?
I had to watch it a couple of times because I did have family over and they were, a little loud in the background. I really couldn't hear it the way I wanted to. But it's on Zoom late night with a few of us, and I just got a chance to really check it out. And I'm just sitting here like, I I don't know. I don't know if this is like promo of the year. Damn sure close to it. Only one I could think of that I loved almost even close to it that was like the Arn Anderson promo telling Cody that he needs to get his shit together. But other than that, like this is definitely like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like you had again. I like using the lions. This young cub against this old lion, and they're going back and forth. And bravo to MJF for being able to even stand in the ring with CM Punk and trade words with him because not many people on this earth can do so. And
Yeah.
he did it. Not just did it, he did it with authority. He did it with passion. You can see the expressions on his face and some of those jabs, boy, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. If you have not seen it, please go and watch it. It's the first 20 to what was it? The first 23 minutes,
Yeah, I'd
25
say
Yeah.
minutes
About
of the show worth every single minute. Every
yes,
single minute. Like if
yes.
you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Mm-hmm. Deb, what were your
Yeah.
thoughts?
I was just flabbergasted at the things that they said. The back and forth, the kind of trading insults, like almost rap battle style.
Yeah,
It
Yes.
it was just insane. And like you said, Trenda, MJF just going toe to toe with CM Punk like that, it does show the true talent that he has. That
Yes.
guy is good. And it was just amazing. And I saw some people online, and Seth pointed it out to me as well, that some people were kind of just saying the acknowledgments of WWE or the past, storylines, that the constant jabbing at WWE. But I don't really view it as jabbing at WWE. Like it's kind of just telling the story of the history.
mm-hmm.
If there's anybody watching that is unaware of the battle that CM Punk had with John Cena, that they're being informed that there's a history there, but in a way that's not just point blank telling you, hey, this is what happened 8 years ago.
Right. in WWE, it's like they're afraid to say if something happened in TNA or another company, WCW or whatever. They don't usually say though the other. They'll just say they'll make a reference and they'll say the other company, but they won't say it. They won't say it. They'll just be vague about it. Whereas AEW, Bryan Danielson did it the other day when he brought up WrestleMania.
Right.
He did.
It's like
Yes,
you're saying what you're talking about. You're not being disrespectful about it. You're just saying it. I mean, there's nothing wrong
and
with
it's
that.
true.
It
And it's
also
true.
it's breaking down barriers that existed in professional wrestling in the big company for a long time. And
Right.
AEW is breaking down so many barriers. They're not afraid to say that on national television. So
and you can't hide the fact that so many of these people have known each other for so long and have had rivalries in the past, or they've been teamed up in the past. You can't ignore that fact. So it's always good to tell that history.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, CM Punk, of course, we all know how great he is. And he's, I feel like the Eddie Kingston CM Punk thing was just a way to get the match on Full Gear. I think there's a whole lot of other stuff that they can do, and I was kind of wanting there to be more until I saw that segment Wednesday night. The opening segment with MJF and CM Punk was just fire. I mean, CM Punk called him a less talented Miz. I mean,
Oh my
just
God.
the things
Like,
he was saying. And CM Punk made reference to the Rosie O'Donnell stuff that MJF did when he was a kid.
Yes, he did.
That and we all know that's just there's more to that. There's more. There's going to be a lot more to this story. And I'm all there for it. I mean, I can't wait to see what happens between MJF and CM Punk. They're building towards a match. You just don't know when that's going to be. But I'll and watch on my television the gold that they're going to put out. I'm game.
Absolutely.
Sign me up. Take my money.
And I like that AEW does these longer build-ups that we don't know when that match will eventually happen. They just might have a back and forth for a while. But I like that. It builds it up. It makes it more meaningful.
Yeah. In that same sense, appreciate the storylines, letting it play out, giving us something to bite and chew on and gnaw on for a couple of weeks and just kind of just want it. There's nothing wrong with a little tease and making me want it and then letting it pay off, and not even at the ultimate payoff, but just giving me a little piece and let it keep going. You know what I mean? Like AEW, yeah. I'm a mark. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a mark for it. I'm ready. I'm with it. Yeah.
For sure.
Deb, your wall's looking really good back there. Speaking of AEW,
it is, right?
Wow.
It is looking great.
I saw that. You added a couple of more things.
Or what?
I'm getting there. I got to put my belt up, though.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there.
Yeah,
it turned out great.
Belt hangers too. Yeah, I got to get me a belt hanger too because I got my belt in there in the living room. I'm gonna put on the wall. So, and Trenda's come on too.
My belt is not gonna see the light of day because it's in its coffin. So that's where it will stay until the man himself signs it. That is my goal. So my belt is I dust the coffin off. I go stand on my ladder and wipe it down and everything. But no.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, Trenda, y'all talking about events and stuff like Front Row and Steven are at WrestleCade right now. Y'all are going to be in Atlanta.
Yes, we are. So from December 3rd from December 3rd through the 6th, we'll be in Atlanta at the GPB Studios. To my knowledge, at this point, it should be myself, the front rows, Mr. and Mrs. Neil, Anthony, Money Mark, and Sean and his wife Amy. And so we should all be there enjoying the event. There's going to be a new show taping titled to still be announced on December 3rd. On December 4th, they're doing the pay-per-view for Hard Times 2. And then the 5th and the 6th, they're doing new power tapings for the new season. So,
Nice.
yes, I'm looking totally forward to that. Got my lozenges and everything together. And making sure I keep my hands warm and prepared, and I've been coaching Neil on how, we're going to get out there and make sure that we're no, none of that. We've been taught appropriately. That's one of the reasons we're welcome back at NWA all the time is because they know we have the passion and they know that we're there to give it our all. And so there will be none of this, Tony.
Now my hands still hurt from St. Louis.
From the last
From St. Louis. My hands still hurt.
And I'm not mad at you too. They probably do still hurt. Shouts out to Neil. He says we got a lot of clapping to do. Yes, we do, bro. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. So go ahead and get ready.
I can't wait to hear all the story.
Woo! Yeah.
So I wanna take this time to talk about some of the things that we've done that a lot of the nation has done with us. Our crew has gotten to go. We've gotten to experience different things in different places, and I'm just so happy that we get to do this together. And it's a hell of a ride, and we just they're on the horizon that like the NWA thing that's coming up, and there's an event in Philly coming up in December, close to Christmas. It's December 18th.
Mm-hmm. The 18th, yeah. Icons of Wrestling and Battleground.
Actually, yes. December 17th, I'm going to a GCW event out here in Hollywood, California. So, yeah.
All right.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's going to be my first one. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, I can't wait till we go to Philly in a few weeks. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, me and Deb and Seth and Chris and John are going to be going to that show. So that's going to be, I'm going to say it. It's going to be a banger. I hate that word. Banger, I hate that word. Sorry, Holiday.
But nothing else came to your mind. Like, it's going to be a banger. But yeah, Tony, I totally get what you're saying. Like, we all have had some exciting, amazing trips this year. And a lot of us have a lot of things coming up, in the near future. And just me personally, I just want to say, since this is kind of like the holiday time and the holiday spirit, that I'm really thankful for my crew, my Nation's Corner family, my group, and I love you guys all so much, and without being extra mushy and emotional,
don't make me cry. My makeup looks good.
Hey, I actually put makeup on today. But yeah, this has been an awesome year, and I love my family. I'm so thankful for all of you.
We love you too, Trenda.
Ditto.
When you came on, see, you had been coming on when we were doing watch-alongs for certain pay-per-views, and you were coming on here and there, and we knew who you were. And then when Buda happened back in May, and you got to go to Buda with us, and that's
Yep.
where we finally got to meet you and
It
hang
was
out with
like
you, and it's been a hell of a ride ever since.
ever since. Can't get
Yes.
rid of me now.
That was the first crew show. That was the first show that any of us got together for, was that show in Buda.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
yeah. And it
It
was
was.
awesome. It was that first Dave and Thunder Rosa interaction. Oh,
Yeah.
it was amazing. It was so amazing. Yes.
The way that all happened, I mean, I was planning to go anyway. I was originally going to meet Garza and his wife, and Front Row and his wife were going. But this was before all the Dave and Thunder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then it just kind of it just escalated, and before you know it, it was just a powder keg ready to explode. Whenever that happened, that show happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it the experiences that we got to experience that weekend, or that weekend that we were there. That was the first time that we got to get together after the pandemic. Um, and then it was just boom. You had Baltimore 2 weeks later, the
Mm-hmm.
first Baltimore where we got to experience Baltimore together.
Yes.
The Slugfest, and then after that was NWA in Atlanta. I got to go to that with Front Row, and um, it that whole experience there in Atlanta. Um, getting seeing the hotel, the GPB studios, and then the hotel, the Sonesta is right there, and there's a diner that we didn't get to eat at. We kept walking by it, and it was always busy. We never got to eat. They got to eat. Front Rows got to eat at it, but I didn't get to because I had to go back to the truck because my other job. I have
Yeah.
to do that. Delivering justice. You know how that goes. But it's just one thing after the other, and I realized that not everybody's going to get to go to everything because of travel issues or whatever or what have you. But I've been very fortunate and very blessed to be able to have the job that I do because it allows me to, oh, y'all are getting together in Baltimore? Well, I'll just take a load to Baltimore. So I'm working, but I'm also getting to hang out with y'all. But I'm nonstop. I'm still doing my job. So I mean, hey, it's a
Mm-hmm.
win-win. And
Yeah.
since we're talking about Thanksgiving, and I hope every one of y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. I want to talk about what I'm thankful for, and I'm thankful for y'all as well. Um, before during the pandemic, I've had the pleasure of getting to meet certain ones of y'all. Like if y'all were at the city, if I was going through there or whatever, I got to meet Chris. I got to meet, um, Deb. I got to meet. I mean, actually, they came to me. They drove. Was it 3 hours, Deb? Whenever I met y'all that first
To
time.
Reading? Oh no,
Uh,
when we met you in Maryland.
Hager,
Yeah, it was like 3
Hagerstown.
hours.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
We drove down
yeah,
to the
and
truck
they just
stop you were at.
Yeah,
yeah, and they
that's
surprised
awesome.
me. I didn't know they were coming, and it was just an awesome surprise, and I've gotten to meet. I met Hijacker in California. While he was at his job, I drove that truck through probably where I wasn't supposed to be, but hey, I was meeting Hijacker. I parked on the curb, and he came out, and we got to talk for like 15 minutes, and that was that. I got to meet Anthony. So I mean, before we started getting together as a crew, I called it the Busted Open Nation tour.
Yeah.
I
Gotcha.
was calling it kind of like I was on a world tour, but I wasn't going on the world. It was just the nation. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
oh, it was awesome. And then we all started coming together, getting together at the events and stuff, and now it's just become like we're here. Y'all are gonna notice us, and
Mm-hmm.
we where we go, it's like okay. The last time we were in Baltimore, we got together at the Green Turtle, and they know when we come into town, it's like they know
They know
that
who
we're gonna
we
need a
are.
big area. We're gonna need a big area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just thankful for all of you. Y'all are. I mean, the way we came together. how it all happened. I mean, it's like a fairy tale of how we all got together and how we all started Zooming and the whole, during the middle, when the pandemic started and we didn't know what was going to happen, but we knew we had Zoom and we started getting on Zoom every night and doing watch alongs. And before you know it, 6 months go by. Before you know it, a year goes by, and here we are. So I wouldn't trade y'all for anything in the world. Y'all are like family to me. You know, me and Chad Chad's really close to me. He may not want to admit it, but he's really close to me. And I mean, he got me into collecting pops. Never thought I would ever
You
collect pops.
too.
Damn
Here
him.
I am.
Oh my God.
Damn him! But
Woo.
each one of us
Y'all know
have
what
a
I'm
certain
thinking.
bond. Each one of us have a certain bond, and I just want to thank all y'all for being there for me, and we've helped each other through some stuff, and I know y'all are there for me, and I'm there for y'all. So thank y'all.
Yeah. I agree. Everything you said and then some. I am so extremely thankful for everyone in our group. We laugh together, we cry together, we eat, no matter the miles that separate us, we are family. And so many of us has said that we couldn't get through this past year and a half, almost 2 years now without each other. And the way that our group has grown, new people coming in, and we just all click. It just all works. We click, and you guys are some of the best friends I've ever had.
Yeah, and my sentiments exactly.
Ditto.
It's amazing. People on the outside that don't understand. Like I've had family that they don't get it, because they're not wrestling fans. Number one, number two, they just don't get the technology of the Zooms, and they don't understand. But it's just and I don't think they ever will.
Yeah. I
And that's
liken
something.
it to kind of back in the day when there was like online message boards. People met each other online through message boards or chat rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and people, that was what, the early 90s
That
and
was
late
early
80s.
2000s, when the late 90s, early 2000s, when chat rooms were like the thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, late 90s. Yeah, and people developed friendships through chat rooms online, and this is kind of a similar thing.
Yeah, Elder just said it best. We have a bond that goes beyond wrestling.
Yeah,
We
and
do.
that's 100%
shit, half the time we don't even talk about wrestling.
No.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Trying to figure out what we're gonna do with our child Chad. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's just back in the day, talking about chat rooms, I got to I remember the first time I was in a chat room, and they had a country music room is what it was, and people were using the chat room box like a karaoke list. They were going name to name to name to name to name, and you could either sing a song or you could play a song on the mic.
Yeah.
And so I came in there, and it was my turn to do whatever I wanted to do. And so, for those of you that don't know, I play guitar and I sing. But at the time, I wasn't that confident in my singing or my playing or whatever, so I would just play music. And then it got to where, okay, while my music's playing, I'm muted, and I'm or when I'm off the chat rooms, I'm playing guitar and I'm practicing. Well, I got to build up my confidence, and then whenever it was my turn again, I started singing along to the songs. Then the next thing you know, I was playing songs on my guitar and singing it. And so I got to the point to where they couldn't tell if I was playing actual music or singing because it sounded similar. And then so I started building up my confidence and doing that. And I got brought into a Texas chat room, and I was known as the music man because I was always singing. And then we got together and started meeting each other. at different clubs. 1 month would be in Dallas, 1 month would be in Houston, and we would just keep on alternating. And it was so cool getting to meet those people because, yeah, there were some weirdos, but then there were some people that were good, authentic people, and it was like they were wearing name tags on their shirts that had their screen name on it. So you knew who they were. And it was amazing. And so, and then when the chat died out or whatever, and that all stopped. But this right here, the way we came together, it's kind of similar to that, but in a whole other way because it's wrestling. It's based on wrestling, and wrestling has been my passion since I can remember. So I'm just so happy that these are like-minded people, and there are like-minded people that are out there listening to us right now that are into the same things we are. And it's like we're holding that beacon up as the nation's corner, and we're calling out to the nation and saying, look, you're into the same things we are. Come one, come all. So, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
absolutely.
Of, shouts out to the NWA. They did my interview from a couple of months ago.
Yes, I saw that.
Thanksgiving. So,
Yes.
yeah, that was really awesome. So definitely.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
The NWA, there's some good people too, we've, had the pleasure of meeting Gary and Doc and Will over there at This Is Pro Wrestling, and they're doing their thing with the NWA, and I know y'all are going to get to see them when y'all are in Atlanta.
Yes,
So
can't
be sure,
wait.
Trenda, when you see them, to give them a fist bump for me.
I
Tony
will.
Justice.
I will.
With that, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day on the show. Trenda, where can we find you on the socials?
So I'm on Twitter at Great Times Ahead. That's GR8XS Ahead on Twitter. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
It took me, you mentioned that like 2 weeks ago or whatever, and I was like, wow, that's what that means?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I had no idea. No idea.
It's like Great Times. You know how kooky I am.
Yeah. Deb, where can we find you on the socials?
At That's So Debonair.
Woohoo!
All right.
Woohoo!
That's So Debonair. What's that come from? Where does
it's a reference to That's So Raven.
Okay.
Awesome.
And I just like the word debonair because it has my name in it. So
there you go.
That's So Debonair.
That's pretty convenient. So you can find me at Tony Justice, AJFA, and those of y'all that are Metallica fans, you know what that means. And you can find the Nation's Corner right there at the bottom of the screen on Twitter at Nation's Corner, and all others, The Nation's Corner. Yeah. So we want to thank all of y'all for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a very good night, and we will talk at you later.
Night, guys.
Thank you.